Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and be very welcome to a new session of our JD Talks. I am Olga Collantes. I am part of the Broadpin sales team, and I would like to start by thanking Mario for joining me today. Andrea, thank you for inviting us to spend this time, and to our marketing team for always being such a great support. And of course, all of you in our audience for your continued loyalty. But let me begin by introducing the new brand we represent here. As many of you already know, Quistor is now Broadpin, a single umbrella bringing together 4 highly respected companies in the Oracle ecosystem. Quistor, Pitts, Project Partners, and Promatis are joining their expertise together to create a much stronger organization with greater technical capabilities and with a broader global presence. And of course, making Broadpin one of the Oracle's most significant partners. And with that, let's dive into today's content. This session is going to be very hands-off. So as well as we are working on through some highly useful use cases using Orchestrator. So please leave us your questions on the chat at any moment. Let's begin by celebrating a very special anniversary. Please, Mario, can you move forward? Yes, thank you. Let's begin by celebrating a very special anniversary because Orchestrator has officially turned 10 years old. Today, I want to share together with you, Mario, a fascinating story about technological survival. And it is about how Orchestrator saved JD Edwards. This story begins with a powerful system almost becoming a relic, and ends with a complete reinvention. I am talking, of course, about JD Edwards. Back in the early 2010s, JD Edwards was strong, yes, but it lived completely isolated. It was basically a black box that couldn't speak the modern digital language. APIs, cloud services, connected systems, nothing. It was deaf and mute to the world around it. Now, the obvious solution would have been a huge integration project, as we can imagine, something big, something expensive, very ambitious, but the real rescue came from a totally different place. And to be very honest, almost by accident.
Yes, Olga. Everything started with something simple: the need to create mobile apps. To, to support these apps, Oracle created something called Application Interface Services Server, the AAIs. Think of it as an invisible robot that could use JD Edwards the same way to a human, but at the speed of a machine. Without planning it, Oracle had built the perfect automation engine. In 2015, they released it officially with a very specific name, JDE Orchestrator. The idea was to connect machine sensors with JD Edwards to automate, create work orders, and similar tasks. A good idea, but very, very niche. And it was another problem. The name itself acts as a barrier. Many companies look at it and thought, IoT? That is not for me. I don't have factories full of sensors. So they ignore it.
Yes, Mario, that was the situation. But then something interesting happened, right? Partners, clients, and curious people in the community looked beyond the name. They asked a simple question. If Orchestrator can receive data from a sensor, why it can receive a bank file or an alert from Salesforce? And they started using the tool in ways Oracle never imagined. This is something that sometimes we can see in technology. Creators build something, but the real value appears when the community starts experimenting. In 2017, Oracle noticed this and made a very smart move. They dropped IoT from the name. Simple. But they opened the door to a much bigger vision. Do you remember, Mario?
Yes, of course. I start to work with Orchestrator almost in that year. And also in 28, the real turning point arriving with something called the process recorder. I remember that because when I start with Orchestrator, the process recorder is not in place. Then suddenly, a business analyst can simple record the clicks in JD Edwards and turn that into an automation. No code, no programming. The power moves from developer to what we call citizens developers.
Okay, I can imagine what it means because seeing an accountant bill in 10 minutes, for example, which is a process that used to take months and cost thousands, it should be really a true paradigm shift. And remember that at the same time, JD Edwards evolved with notifications, becoming a more proactive system. And in 2019, the design tools were redesigned to be more visual and intuitive. Everything pointed in the same direction, make it easy and accessible.
Yes, this is a great advance, really, because I remember in the old specific way to do the things is a little more difficult and they have many more errors. But now it's easily to do with the GIT era. And also, there is still one challenge left: complex business logics, conditions, loop, calculations. We need to do an additional technical work in there because you doesn't have that into Orchestrator. But also, Oracle Response in 2021 released the logic extensions, a visual drag and drop way to build complex logic with no code at all. This was the final piece of the puzzle. Everything point in the same direction, make it easy and accessible.
Yeah, so for me, what is the big message here? The story of Orchestrator is really the story of democratizing the technical power. What began as a niche tool limited by its sound name became the digital nervous system of the company. Today, Orchestrator is the command center that allows JD Edwards not just to survive, but truly innovate. Now, in
Yes,
2026, we can connect with AI services, with sustainability platforms, with almost any external system.
yes,
So,
of course. And in here we see a specific example for the sustainability framework and the AI, and that leave us our very first example, the
oh,
keyboard for JD Edwards or for JD, this little guy from
this
concept to innovation.
red cute
In
assistant.
here, yes, we create an assistant to do PO approvals, sales order status, search for availability, update sales order, and more. Let me show you that. I share my
Sure.
screen,
Yes, please.
and this is the screen one here. Are you see my screen now?
Yes.
In here, in here we have a keyboard for JD Edwards. What can I do in here? Like I said before, we can do orders approval, availability checks, sales creations, sales query, edit sales, and also create sales by a PDF file. But start with the first one, orders. I type in orders approvals. In here, I get the bot get my user with my Microsoft account, and search for all my pending orders pending to approve. All right, I have several of them: the 1306, 1309, 1336, and so on. All right, then I can approve, reject, or print whatever was ordered in this list. Let's try to do that, but let's try in a different way. Aprueba, orden, 1337. You can ask for the bot in whatever language you want it. The bot search for the action and also for the order number. In here, even respond to you in the same language. You will approve this order. The order number is 1337 OP company 1, and you can confirm. When you confirm, that's it. They send the information to JD Edwards through Orchestrator, and that's it. Your order is already approved. And you can do, all right, if you need to check for the details of a specific order, you can say, all right, print the 1330, I don't remember the number, 36, because the 37 is already approved. And that's it. Like in the step before, you check for the action, go for the number, and that's it. You will print this order, 1336, and you can confirm. In here, send back the information to JD Edwards, to Orchestrator, go for the print, in this case, a specific case, print the order, and get back the PDF and store that in my SharePoint account. I can click in the link, and that's it. You can see the order and all the specific details.
Great.
You see, this is my my order. That is the same amount that I already have, and you can decide. All right, you can approve or reject it. Let's say it's very expensive, this one. Then reject. Why? Is very expensive. That's it. This reject reason is also stored into JD Edwards. And with these simple steps, you approve one order, print another one, and also reject it. Easily as that, you have all the things doing easily. And
Yeah.
if you need to do for all the list in almost 5 minutes, you have everything clear for you.
Yeah, let me highlight here some conclusions on this functionality, because we can see that saving time is crucial at this moment, especially when we are talking about purchase orders, sales orders, selling, and strategic business. Avoiding bureaucracy.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, the number of the team members involved in those processes are lower than ever. And of course, we can remove all the manual tasks in the middle of the process. So great, Mario.
Yeah, you are saying sales orders. Let me show you that, but in a different.
Of course, yes.
In this case, in a different platform, because we can use the AI also into OCI, and this is another example to do the same. You can connect the AI with the orchestrator with different specific tools or different AIs. All right. In here, we can search for the availability in sales. Look, easily as that. Show me. Show me the availability for all bikes. I only have bikes products in here. But with this specific sentence, I have, all right, this is all the catalog, get all the bikes in there, and also I get the availability in a little bit. And with only one sentence to show all the availability, you can get all the functionality in here. All right, I guess he need another instruction. Get the availability for, let's choose one, touring bike.
Now the spring is coming. Touring bike is good.
Yes, it's a very good bike. As you
Yeah,
know, in the demo system, you only have bikes and some things else, but only bikes.
very
The
good bike.
bikes are the best in here.
Of course.
All right, you have the touring bike, and you have, this is the code of the product, and we have several hundred of them in the system. Then, easily as that, you get the availability. If you need another one, you can ask for it. And also you can create a sales order. Create a sale for 10 touring bikes, client Quistor. And that's it. With
For all the
only
team.
that, you have the sales order pending to create. This is the customer, this is the product code, and this is the instruction. If you click yes, confirm and register the order. If you click no, we can do a change. Or if you can if you click cancel, start again. Then I put no in order to include another product. Add the what is the another one? I have this racing bike. The racing bike, 15 units, and that's it. I get this information already. Add the another one with the product code, and you can click yes. With that, send back to JD Edwards through Orchestrator all the information to create the sales order. The sales order is created and go back with the order number, add with the another information like the unit price and the total price for each line. Then, easily as that, only writing in natural language, you can create all the sales order in your system. Like you say, the account managers can do that in front of the client also, because it's easily to do and get all the information in here. You have, this is the order number already created. This is the turn by, the standard price for everyone, and that's it.
Yeah, really, this
This
is
is,
really very useful for speed up sales and provide, I think, something very valuable from our customers, which is reputation, transparency, and trust, confidence. So it's not
and
only
also
business.
speed, because everything is doing in place in front of his eyes, and they don't need to wait to, all right, I call you back to with the order created and everything else. You can do and go with all the information from them directly into your hands, because you can do that this also in your mobile. And talking about mobile, we can do this also on Teams. Look at this. This is
Oh,
the
really?
Cubal file trainer. The Cubal file training is designed because we can get information from PDF through a prompt. That means you can get the information from a different file, not only a PDF, but you can get the information, and with that information create maybe a purchase order or a sales order. Let's go for the purchase one. Easily as that, you can create. In here, I already trained the bot to create a purchase order. Then I only need to include the file. This not, is the other one. Order, this one. Then in here, we see this is the file. and we need to get the information from this file, specifically the quantity and the product code. Closing here and send it. Then the bot is already trained to get the information from the file, get that information into a JSON, call an orchestrator, create the actual purchase order, and go back to me with the purchase order number, the quantities, and the products that I already create. Easy as that.
It's
Why you
amazing.
think about it?
Yeah, because service desk traditionally receives PDF that needs to be turned off into a purchase order into the system. So what you are showing here
Maybe
is that
or sales order.
or sales order, of course. So what you are showing here is in seconds we can increase the productivity of the team because they can use the time for more productive tasks
Of
instead of
course,
being
and
recording.
as you see, yes, as you see in here, we get all the three products. The same three products create another specific purchase order, and you have this is the quantity, the same quantity that you already have in the actual PDF, and all the information is placed in here. And also, you can say, all right, but what is the training in here? Let me show you that. With this specific instruction, I get, all right, please provide the steps to retrieve the details and attach the file. In here, I have an example already created. Let me go back to show you that. Look, in Spanish also. Now, look, first in English, this one. Get the product and quantities. Let's put in here. Look, in here I said, get the product and quantities, give the information into this JSON. This is the JSON that I already create into my orchestrator, all right? And I added the PDF, easy as that. Then the AI tried to do this prompt inside of this PDF. Get the product and quantity. This PDF is a very easy PDF. Then it's very easy to get the right information. But if you have a different PDF, you can create a different, let's say, prompt in order to get the information to, at the end, get this JSON, because this JSON is the JSON that the system needs to create the actual order. Then in here, you can train the bot, or you can train you to get the right prompt in order to get all the information from that PDF. This is very interesting because if you need to do this thing, because maybe you have a new client, that new client have a different PDF, then you need to go again and create a different prompt. And with this tool, it's very easy because in here, if you doesn't have the right information, like I already have in here, you can do retry and go again. Rewrite the prompt, put more instructions, and get the information. And that's it. When you already have the right information, let's say this is the right one, you can put the orchestrator name in here. Then for this specific, the orchestrator name, I don't remember, this is for the purchase order. And the other one is get sell price, is this one. Then this is another point to test. This is the orchestrator, and you also can save it. Save it in order to put into the different in here, like I put it in here. If I save it, I put another one. Let's save it like as JD Talks. JD Talks. All right. Then we already saved a different options called JD Talks. And also this is sending this specific JSON to this specific orchestrator and create the sales order. Then
Amazing.
you can easily do that for your different clients to create all the sales order that you wanted. Then with a few instructions in order to give the right prompt, you can create the sales order, whatever PDF that you needed for your specific clients. And in here, you have the information. The sales order is already created. Like in the step before, you have another order name, order number, and this is the specific products in there. Easy as that.
Yeah, really easy. Okay, so now to continue with our content, you have been showing us functionalities based on AI, but what else? What can we do without the use of artificial intelligence? What
Of
else?
course, in here we can see the another example. This one is the exchange rate upload. The exchange rate is this is one of the main examples for me because back in more or less 2010, I used to work in a company, and there is a person that is this word for another one is shares these exchange rates every day at first of the day. uh, she needs to go to a specific page, get the information for the exchange rate, what is the value of the dollar, the euro, and everything. All right. And I remember she's sick by a week, almost a week. And anyone notice that. And the exchange rate doesn't upload for the entire week. And this is the week that everything happens. The all the purchase order was with different values on dollars, and everything in the cost was crazy. So many errors. And I used to work on IT. Then I start thinking, what can I do to automate that and don't happen this again? Back then, orchestrator is not in the place.
Yeah.
That is always running in my mind when orchestrator come in, and I start to learn about orchestrator. This was almost the first example that I do with connectors, the exchange rate. And let me show you that. Go back to my screen.
Yes,
Go back to Orchestrator Studio.
this is
This is
promising.
also one of the example that I always showing to my students when I do the trainings. I say to them, all right, because this has almost everything that you need to learn into Orchestrator.
Mhm.
The exchange rate is getting a connector in order to call an API REST on internet. Let me search for it. Exchange. This one. In here, we have almost everything. You have a connector, you have a specific custom request in order to convert the information for the AP, let's say, response to a specific array that you need to put into the system. In here, we have a form request in order to charge all the different coins, let's say. In here, you go run a report in order to check all the information that you upload for today, and also a message to send back all the information to the specific responsive people, to the person that only need to check if the mail is in there every day. That's it. You doesn't need anything else, because this specific tool can create that for you automatically. Just a little bit, they get in all the, in this case, all the exchange rate for ever to every other coins, almost 100 of them, something like that. And at the end, get all the information in here. This is all the pairs, ever to this another one, Aeron to Mexican peso, and go on. It's so many of them. And also in here, I get a mail with all the information in here. Huh, look, this also in the other examples that we already created before, we have the specific report for the sales order already created is back to me into the actual mail. It's another point of we can put in the AI part. But in here, we search for the currency conversion. The currency conversion, this is all the same. The currency from, currency to, and all the values. You have in here all the information that is already created into the system. Easy as that. You can schedule that in order to run automatically every day at midday, or maybe at first of the at 9, something like that. And you have your mail every day. And this is created automatically for you.
This is great to avoid problems because,
of course, and also you doesn't need to go for the specific page and everything. But we also have another different orchestrator tools, let's say. One for automatic testing. And I wanted to show you this another one. This is in here. We call, maybe some of the user on Orchestrator doesn't know that the Orchestrator have in their system have something called the assertion framework. The assertion framework is to specific get information from Orchestrator and check not only that the Orchestrator is running correctly, that that also you can check what is the specific result of the orchestrator. All right. In here, I have an example. In sales, I have this information for sales. All right. Let's say I wanted to create a sales order. Then I need the address number, a business unit, a quantity, this is the item number. And in here is the, let's say, the magic. I expect that when I create a sales order, this is my price, my standard price. The total order I need to be this one. And this is the specific task, the total invoice, and also the unit price and the standard price. Then I can send back this information to Orchestrator, create a specific orchestrator, not only to check or create the sales order, but also give me the information for the assertion in this case. And with this thing in the assertion framework, we start thinking in the assertion manager. The assertion manager into Orchestrator is capable of run one or many other orchestrator at once in background for you, and check if the information that the result is the information that you want or you expect to be. That is the power of the assertion framework into the of the assertion manager into the assertion framework of Orchestrator. Let me show you that into the system. This is the assertion manager. I put, this is a specific orchestrator, all right? The orchestrator is called the assertion manager, and in here I have a composite page to call it. But the assertion manager needs a specific configuration. The assertion manager is running with a specific CSV file. Let me show you that file. Where are you? In here. This is the assertion framework. Let me put you this more visually. Limited by this one. All right. Then in here, I have 6 different orchestrators. All right. And also I have a CSV files. CSV files like the other one, like this another one that I already show you in here. This information is needed to run this specific orchestrator. Then you have a CSV file with all the orchestrator. You can imagine that you have almost 100 orchestrator in order to validate almost everything in your system. All right, you can do the listing here, and also what is the specific file to run it, that orchestrator. And that's it. You have this configuration created before, and easy of that, you only need to go in here, put the CSV file with the configuration. You can search in here. Assertion manager, and that's it. You don't need to worry about anything because all the orchestrator is running in background for you. Get all the information from your system, getting all the results, and at the end you have in here a notification, and a specific notification with this, the assertion result. In here we have a different CSV file with all the information in there. Let me show you that. Look, let me go for this quickly. Limited. All right. Then in here, I have all the information. This is the orchestrator that I run. All right. And this is the information that is interesting to me. I need to compare. This is the amount. This is the value that I get from the actual orchestrator, from the system. And this is the value that I expected. And this is the operation that I need to perform in here. As you see, this is not the same one to this another one. Then pass, false, because you don't have the same information in here. Then let's say you have all the testing doing, and if everything is true, you can only let's say filter for the false in order to correct the system, maybe the configuration, or maybe your CSV file because you put the information wrong. That is the power of this in here.
So with this, you only have to review the false part of this migration. This
Yes.
the part that failed.
Yes, look, you can use the assertion manager to do that, like you say. Maybe imagine you need to migrate your system, maybe install a new tool release. All right, you wanted to go to the release 26 because you go for the JD Talks today, and the things that I already showed in a few minutes. I show you the things to the tool release 26 are very great for you. Then you wanted to do a migration on an updated tools. Then you can create a specific orchestrator in order to validate all your customizations or your program that you already have. Create, I don't know, create maybe a client, create everything that you need. You can create the orchestrator, use the assertion framework to validate the specific information, and later you can go for the assertion manager, put that orchestrator in here, put the configuration file in here also, and that's it. You can run in this. Everything is running in background for you, doing everything for you. You don't need to do it manually, step by step, like we always do it. And automatically you can check, all right, let's say maybe this is correct, and also this another one, and you can erase this because this already passed, and only concentrate in this another two, and go back and run it again. Every time that you need, you can run it and run it again in order to do all the testing for you in background and with the assertion result. That is very easy to do that.
Yeah, I can see. I'm very productive for the departments. Yeah. Mario, did you know what? We need to continue because we are starting to run out of time. So
All right, then go back to the specific actualizations in the new tool release.
yeah,
The
please.
widgets.
This would be very interesting to know what's new.
Yes. Start with the widgets. In here, which we see Oracle put into the orchestrator the widgets. The widgets is a very easy way to go for the pies, for the bars, for the information in a different way, in a manager way. Let's say. Let me show you that in my screen. Go for it. Sorry, I press in here. Look, I have all the widgets in here, just a little bit. Look, this is the purchase order created today. One of them was created with you in the actual examples below, and the other ones is sales orders created in here. Then, what is the functionality for the widgets? You can get an information like this into a batch. All right, I have an orchestrator to create to get what is the orders that I created today, and the result is 6, and I can put this is in here into this batch, and also I can configure the batch in order to go for the goal. Let's say, all right, my goal for today is 100. Then, if you see in here this specific bar, when I put 15, is in here. When I get the 100, it's already in the green part, and you can configure also the colors and almost everything. Let me show you that inside of the orchestrator. This is the
Be
widget.
useful for the users. Yes.
Yeah. Let me go for widgets and show you the functionality, because you can think about this like this is a very difficult to create a specific widget, but let me show you. It's very simple, really. Sales orders created today. Then you have in here, this is the type of widget you can show with a batch, with a meter, with a chart, or maybe a test box. In here, I select a meter. Then, for this specific one, you can also link with the specific application that you wanted to call when the user click in there. Let me show you here. If I click in here, open the application to really check for that sales orders. All right, then you can link the application inside of your widget. Go back to the orchestrator. the second part, this is the part of the definition. Then you define the application that you want, that you want to call. You can go for the orientation. In this case, I chose an arc, a circle if you wanted, horizontal or vertical, whatever you wanted. And also, in here is another configuration that if you wanted to check it. In data source, this is the most interesting part. In here, you can check or you can select the orchestrator that give you the information to create that widget. Then this information is not only from your JD system. You can go for an API, get the information like maybe the weather or whatever other information that you wanted, and create an orchestrator to get that information, and that information can show your users inside of a widget. Easily as that. In here, I create an orchestrator to get the sales order created by date. And by default, the date is today. All right. Then I put, all right, this is the input for this orchestrator. This is getting automatically, when I select the orchestrator, automatically put me the inputs that the orchestrator needs to run. And also, this is the information that the orchestrator is putting into the application. And I needed to create a specific, in here is a meter. To create a specific meter, you need a value, only a value. Then in here, I select what is the orchestrator, the variable of the orchestrator to put that value. In here, I have the count one, and this is the minimum and maximum. In here, all right, starting 0, and I want to create 100. And this is the colors that I said before. Easy as that, I create a widget into a specific meter with an orchestrator that is also easy to create. And in here, you have a preview. You can refresh in here, and this is calling the orchestrator and create the widget for you. If you have something to check, you need to check in here. All right, the orchestrator, the count is 6, and that is the count that I put into this specific widget. Let me show you another one, another for the bars. This is the sales order by products, all right? And it's almost the same. This is the application that I need to call. This is the orchestrator in here that I wanted to create. I wanted to call to create this specific widget. And in here, I have the outputs. You have a group of labels. And in here, you have the total order, total sales, and the specific configuration. Sorry for not going to the details, but the interesting part is this one. When this orchestrator is give you, let me show you that, is give you a specific list of products. This is the total order for each of these specific products. And in here, it show you that information. Let's see. In here is the taurine by yellow, this one. And this is the value that I get for the total of orders that I already create into the system for that product. And the same thing for the other ones. And in here, we can see that the specific mountain by red is the most get in here. Then, this is the way to create all of these widgets. And to summarize a little bit, another thing that we have in the new to release 26 is the possibility for translate everything of this into the composite page into a different language.
Really?
Let me show you that. Yes, you can do that with another inclusion into the new to release. I show you that a little bit because we almost getting with no time. Then let me show you that quickly. And in the meantime, the other thing that we can do with the new to release 26 is calling an orchestrator with a specific, let's say, a specific condition. All right, let me show you first this. It's not in, yes, it's everything translated already. All right. In the actual PDF that we can share with you, I can show you that is created in here in Paint AI to 20U. All right, and this is the OKO. In here, to do the translations, you go for advanced traducciones en español or translation in English, and go for create a new one, and later of that, traduction content. And in here, you can translate all your composite page, whatever you need it, by each language in here. I'm running out of time. Then the other one is only, let me show you quickly, is this specific thing. That is in a form extension. You can select, when you create an orchestrator, you can select in here, where are you? In here, in row, this one. You can, this is the orchestrator that I wanted to run, a reprinting voice, but this reprinting voice has a specific, in here in the execution, I have a condition for execution. And my condition is you do the reprint when the next status is major or equal to sys20. Then this is the another thing that Oracle included in the new to release 26 in order to run an orchestrator, but with a condition, with a specific condition. And with that, we finish all the things that I wanted to show you today. Sorry if I get in so many time.
Okay, thank you so much, Mario. Really, really interesting. Can we come back to the presentation, please?
Yes, let me. Sorry. It's,
No worries.
In here.
Yes, well, this is yeah, to summarize what you have explained. Thank you very much. This is our process on how to deliver this kind of projects, and maybe some tips that Mario can provide due to his experience. And please have in mind that Mario is also one of our most reputed consultants, and he is as well one of our trainers, trainer of trainers, trainer of bots. So in case you are thinking about start with a project like this with new functionalities, don't hesitate to contact us, because Mario will be more than happy to support. We are out of time. Thank you very much, everyone, for being there. I hope you find this webinar interesting, and we are willing to see you in 1 month, the third Monday of March. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mario. Very, very interesting. Thank you.
And also, please, if you have a question about anything on here, you can put that questions in our in our chat, and we go back and reply that to you. Sorry for the time, but if you wanted to know whatever everything that you need to check, please put your question into the chat, and we go back to you in a few minutes.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Thank you.